Hey patrons from around the world, hope you're doing phenomenal. It's your boy Jerremy Alexander Newsome looking at Bitcoin, and I don't get it. There's so many people just wigging out, losing their mind about Bitcoin, and I don't know why. Maybe because they bought up here. I'm not entirely sure, but buy low, sell high, folks. Same exact price that we bounced off of back in December. We're doing it again. I mean, obvious. It's easy. Support. Here's the 100 simple moving average. And it appears, at least to me, that we have also bounced off of that particular price before, namely back in July and also back in September. So from here, what does Bitcoin do? Well, it is getting a little bit of a bounce at 12.5 and some change, up 8% on the day. More than likely, we probably trade a little bit higher up into this area. We likely make one more rollover. I think that does occur. And I don't know exactly how far that rollover gets. People will freak out once again. It will be a buyable opportunity once again. It might go lower than this level. That's entirely plausible, where we trade down to about 7. I think that's worst case scenario, 7 and some change, and then from there, we probably chop around and continue higher March, April. I think this is personally, in my opinion, worst case scenario from here on Bitcoin. So, hey, buy low, sell high, looks good. Pull up some charts that I also published for many people. I think you guys had access to this. I mean, really, this is just the analysis that I mentioned before I even posted it. So here's Bitcoin. Here's my chart on Bitcoin, and published this one back on January 16th, I believe it was, and just mentioning, hey, this same thing I just mentioned earlier, right? These pink lines, potential dip spot on Bitcoin. We've bounced off twice before, boop, there you go. So nice little buy spot right there around the 10 area. And then over here, this is Litecoin, also January 16th, so 4 days ago. Mentioned that we would trade down to the 100 and dip, and bloop, there we go. So buy low, sell high. I mean, it's the markets. That's what happens. Ethereum, ETHUSD, up 8%. Nice little pop on these. Good pullback to the 50. Really nice long lower shadows. Some massive bearish volume. So again, I do anticipate some type of secondary rollover before we really get going. I think that it's totally plausible. Of course, if we just crank it out and make new all-time highs, I mean, why not? Market strong, anything is possible at this point, and just be interested to see if Ethereum can continue higher. But overall, looks good. What do we got over here? Ripple USD, XRP USD over here on Kraken. Trying to bounce off of the 50 a little bit. So I do have XRP XBT on Kraken, and this one getting a little bit of bearishness today, right now. But again, this actually had really good bullish volume and a phenomenal bounce off of the 50. It probably will do something very similar to what it did last time off of the 50, where it bounced off the 50 with good volume, trade back down, bounced again, and if it rolls over lower, I'll get out. And if it doesn't and actually pops higher, then I'll stay in. Time will tell, but that's XRP, that's Ripple with Bitcoin. And then EOS Bitcoin, this is a powerhouse right now. Didn't even really blink when the markets sold off. You had this white candle gapping up, which was a retest gap. We retest into the 50 and we continued higher. So EOS Bitcoin is doing pretty well, and trends are looking nice. The other coins that you guys like to look at a lot, IOTA, IOTA, oops, sorry, I typed it in too fast. IOTA, dollar, broke below the 50, and again, almost perfectly bounced off of the 100 simple, as it did again back on the 22nd of December. So buy low, sell high. We're seeing another example of that. And what's another one you guys like? Verge Bitcoin on Binance. This one didn't even quite make it to the 100. So if it does, that would probably be the buyable spot on that one. But again, that's the point of the coins, right? Buy low, hold when it surges, sell high, make some money, and then look to buy another dip. Overall, as of right now, things are looking good, looking like they should, and don't really see any massive issues. Here's Dash. So Dash Bitcoin trading in its nice little channel still, hanging out, very sideways. Here's the weekly chart, and yeah, just in a gorgeous channel. So at some point, this one could be breaking out, but it'll be a while. It's just going to chop around and do its thing. Monero, M-O-N, so Monero, Bitcoin over here on Poloniex is slowly kind of creeping higher as well. So, that one's just a nice little trend. If we hop over to Dash, the Tether, or Dash USD right here. So Dash USD also had a magnificent drop as it had a huge bullish move. And again, it also bounced off the 100 simple. So we're seeing some correlations out there in the markets. The next rollover that we get, which will happen, we'll always get rollovers, we'll always get the bearish moves. The 200 on these coins will probably be what I'll be looking to buy the dip off of if and when we get those pullbacks. So as you all know, one candle, one day can change anything in these markets. Your goal is just to buy as low as you can and hold until you're profitable, more or less for right now. Anyway, that's the update. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Hope you enjoyed Thursday's podcast. Next week, we got a good schedule for you. If you have any questions, just hit me up. Thank you so much for being supporters of the IR4 podcast. A lot of fun things coming down the pike, a lot of good interviews coming down the pike. Let's go make some money in cryptos. You guys rock.